The following is a hockey podcast out of Vancouver and Surrey, British Columbia. It'll only consist of a lot of puck talk and even more BS, or in actual words, banter and satire. Enjoy, and as always, go Canucks go.
Man, oh man, the Canucks for sure would love to make the playoffs. And man, oh man, Thatcher Demko, he's actually just, like the real not the real captain of this team, but what a leader, man. Let's get into it. The Canucks beat the Islanders, and we're still alive. You're listening to Locked On Canucks.
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey, welcome to the postcast here on Locked On Canucks. My name is Trevor Beggs, co-host of Locked On Canucks, and also a Canucks writer with Daily Hive Vancouver. Before we get into it, we got to thank you for tuning into Locked On Canucks, because it's your Canucks every day and every night, baby. And we're coming to you here after a 5-2 Canucks win over the New York Islanders. The season saved, kept alive for another day, thanks to a few guys, a few unlikely heroes, but most importantly, because of Thatcher Demko. So how did the Canucks get this win? Let's dive into it now. Here joined by my co-host, Kyle Bowen. Kyle, how you feeling after the Canucks keep their season alive against the New York Islanders?
I'm just happy, man. I'm just happy I get to watch more hockey, and I'm just proud, man. I'm just proud. I'm proud of the boys, man, and they're doing it, man. They're doing it. They're working their asses off. They're trying hard, and they're winning without Elias Pettersson, Niels Höglander, Philip Udall, and Quinn Hughes. Now, somebody called me out on Twitter. I called Quinn Hughes sloppy today, and apparently he wasn't sloppy, but he was obviously sloppy. Okay, exhausted, fatigued, tired. We talked about this in the earlier show too. Like he was, he's been doing a lot. He's been asked to do too much, and more often than not, he's able to do too much. But today he tried doing it, and we almost got pucked by Quinn Hughes. Okay, a couple of times. Yeah, he was great on Sherwood's first goal, but he struggled today, and the Canucks still managed to score 4 goals on a goalie. They scored 5 goals in total. And again, just a complete team effort, Trevor. Like, how could you not be proud of everyone stepping up in another must-win game? And we can talk about the depth, and we can talk about the lack of Quinn Hughes today. But Trevor, before we go there, can you just, because you're his number one fanboy, okay? It's Thatcher Demko, man. We don't win this game without Thatcher Demko. It should have been 3-1 after the first, or 3-0. I'm sorry. And Demko is just that leader, man. He's the real assistant captain of the Vancouver Canucks. Quinn Hughes' right-hand man.
Yeah, Thatcher Demko was incredible tonight for the Vancouver Canucks. He had expected goals against of 3.44, only let in 2 goals, a number of great A saves in this game. And there wasn't those moments in this game as much as there was in the New Jersey game, where when he makes a high danger save, you kind of wince like, oh, is he okay? He just looked rock solid, dialed in tonight. And Kyle, what did I say when we did the show earlier today? Okay. I brought up the 2022-2023 season where Thatcher Demko missed 3 months due to a groin injury. Okay. He came back the first game. He was so, and then he went on a tear. Okay. 11-3-1 over his final 14 games. This guy has the capacity to carry the Canucks into the playoffs on a team that, again, has Quinn Hughes. Of course, they have the depth. They had a lot of depth guys step up tonight, but with Thatcher Demko, with Quinn Hughes, we're just talking about getting into the playoffs here, and the Canucks can get into the playoffs with Quinn Hughes and Thatcher Demko doing what they do, especially if Thatcher Demko looks like he did tonight the rest of the way going here.
Well, dude, Quinn Hughes needs some help. And again, the depth did a lot today, and Kiefer Sherwood was worth $6 million today. What a performance. An A-plus player overall all season long. Don't matter how traumalicious the season's been. Kiefer Sherwood has just been like such a breath of fresh air. And again, you know why I want the playoffs, Trevor? I want the playoffs because I want to watch Kiefer Sherwood in the playoffs. Okay, I'm sorry. What a dog, and what a player. That's way better than what we expected, what the whole league expected. But yeah, just circling back on Thatcher Demko, because we'll go through all the players, and we'll go through my life, and we'll go through my potential retirement, because I just went through it all today. I went to a bar alone today to watch a Canucks game. Trevor, do you want to help me out? Do you want to grab my hand and pull me out of the train wreck? You gonna let me go to a bar alone again? Like, dude, what's going on with me? But the Canucks in March, I don't go through this a lot. Trying to fight for a playoff spot. It's very rare in my life. I've watched this team, 22 years? Yeah, very rarely you see this team fight for a playoff spot right to the end. And again, with all the injuries, with all the drama, dude, they're just putting that effort in. And again, the Demko thing, like, what how does this? How can you not root for this guy? People talk shit about me when I say, "Yo, this guy's risking his career to help this team make the playoffs." This guy was trying to risk his career to help this team win a Stanley Cup last year, trying to come back against Dallas if he won Game 7 against the Oilers. Like, that's how much this guy cares about being a Vancouver Canuck. And you got to go back to what Alvin said about Demko, right? Alvin's given no cosigns all year. Has talked the most crap about this team more than any other podcaster, okay? Talking BS about, not BS, but real shit about Pettersson and Bester and Miller and blah, blah, blah. But there he was a couple days ago saying, yo, I'm paraphrasing a bit, but we got Demko. Demko's our dog. We got Demko next year. Like, we believe in Demko. And this is the reason why, because he's a real leader. Like, you don't think Alvin and Rutherford, who've been around champions, and even Rick Tocchet, like, you don't think they see that dog in Thatcher Demko? There's not a lot of dogs on this team, okay? We have to wait so long to see the best out of Brock Besser. Look how long we have to wait till Ian McIntyre humbled Pettersson to get Pettersson to become a dog. But Thatcher Demko from training camp has been a dog on one knee, like doing whatever it takes, blocking out all the noise, blocking out the injuries, just to put himself into a position where he could help this team out. And he's playing through it right now, and he's had to make like 4 or 5 split saves already. It's just, dude, that guy is a real Canuck, and that's why I'm rooting for this team to not get the 11th overall pick this year in that draft. Okay, let's go make the first round of the playoffs, and let's stack back-to-back years in the playoffs. Okay, let's start winning. That's culture, and Thatcher Demko is a big part of the culture that you want. That energy, that bravado, Trevor.
Yeah, I think Thatcher Demko, for both of us, Kyle, is the main takeaway from tonight. But I want to get to a second takeaway here, and that is the rest of the defense stepping up, Kyle, like you alluded to on the night. That was pretty tough for Quinn Hughes and Philip Hronek. So just looking at the pairs tonight, I mean, Quinn Hughes and Philip Hronek, Quinn Hughes is the third worst Corsi on the team, Philip Hronek with the worst. They had a tough time tonight against the line that, they played against the Anders Lee, Jean-Gabriel Pageau, and Anthony Duclair line. Not a line that scares you. That line didn't score on Quinn Hughes and Philip Hronek tonight at even strength, but they got caved in possession-wise. But you look at the rest of the defense, and the pairing of Tyler Myers and Marcus Pettersson was rock solid tonight. You look at Derek Foreman and Elias Pettersson, they won their matchups handedly as well. The rest of the defense tonight stepped up on a night where it wasn't the sharpest night for Quinn Hughes and Philip Hronek. So, again, you talk about the depth disconnect team. It can't just be Quinn Hughes and Thatcher Demko carrying the team to the playoffs all by themselves. The rest of the team stepped up against New Jersey. They stepped up against the Rangers as well. And they stepped up against the New York Islanders. I mean, you're talking about a road trip right now where you want more results. Absolutely. You want to get more points against the St. Louis Blues. That was a huge one, even though they didn't get the point in overtime. That was a huge one to lose. The Rangers game, you want those points as well. But the rest of the team has stepped up in these situations, okay? It's not just Quinn Hughes and Thatcher Demko carrying the team. It is a group effort right now. And yeah, the ceiling of this team, it probably isn't all that high, but it's probably good enough to make the playoffs the way they're playing right now.
Yeah, man. And just to do what they've done post New York, when again, they lost a game they should have won 18-0. And then they had to sit through that weekend and, watch St. Louis win back-to-back games and Calgary win. Like, for this team to just bounce back the way they've done it's a testament to the whole team. But again, the culture that Hughes and Demko are trying to put forward. And that's just like working your ass off for real. Now, speaking of the culture, Trevor, like one thing that we didn't really touch on a lot, and I hope that, again, we make the playoffs, okay? Can everyone just just smile. You don't have to hit the like button. You don't have to do anything for us. Like, you just smile because I want you to hear this, okay? Again, Quinn Hughes, after the Devils game, he talked about how, after that game against the Rangers, the boys went out. Did anyone catch that? Okay, I'm not paraphrasing. I'm listening. The boys went out after their most frustrating loss of the season. I don't think they went out with JT Miller. I think they just went out. They deserved it. They played a great game, their best game. They played. Look at that third period that they played when Pettersson got hurt. Like, they still got 15 shots. They put their best foot forward, and then they had a couple brewskis. They went out. They did their thing. And now they've been resting and playing great games. All in all, I just feel like this is a tight-knit bunch. And even though sometimes, we don't believe because St. Louis is winning 18 games in a row and they're always 5 points ahead of us, this team may have some dog in them, bro. They may have some dog in them, bro. And you don't think a guy like Quinn Hughes and you don't think a guy like Philip Hronek aren't itching at the bit to play another game so they can bounce back after that performance? Because the boys, they helped them out. And, dude, we could do it, man. We could do it. Straight up, we could do it. Okay, Trev, Hey, Trev, we sure would love to make the Stanley Cup playoffs. Yo, Kiefer Sherwood, man. Who the is this guy, man?
Kiefer effing Sherwood, man. Reefer Sherwood, as we call him here on the West Coast. I would say that is probably my third takeaway of the game. Demko, the defense stepping up, and Reefer Kiefer Sherwood having a stellar game for the Vancouver Canucks. And you've seen he's been a tryhard all season long, always mixing it up. His intensity is through the roof. And tonight rewarded with a 3-point effort. And that line, Kyle, tonight with him, Joshua, and Atu Ratu was, I would say, the best line for the Vancouver Canucks tonight. They were generating. They obviously came up with a big goal there in the second period as well. I mean, look, I think all the Canucks tonight chipped in. I don't know if there's a line that had a weak spot. Like even a guy like Linus Karlsson had a couple chances tonight to score. But again, Kiefer Sherwood driving that line with Ratu and Joshua. They were effective. They were annoying to play against. And Kiefer Sherwood ends the night with 2 goals and 1 assist on the score sheet. I mean, this guy still has a chance to. He's already broken the NHL hits record this season, but he's also got a chance still to get 20 goals now with 17 or maybe 18 on the season with the empty netter, if I'm not mistaken. So again, for 1.5 million, definitely one of the best bargain players in the NHL, and just such a highlight for the Canucks tonight as well.
I wonder if the Canucks, like when they regroup and like change up their leadership core next year just a bit, like I wonder if Kiefer Sherwood gets an A, and I wonder if like a higher role for a journeyman allows him to, like, I don't know, take a little bit less. Maybe Garland gets an A too. I don't know. But like Garland and Sherwood, just dogs, man. Like they've been so consistent with their effort all season long. Like again, 2 players in that forward group that have blocked out the noise. If Miller and Pettersson are beefing, who cares? The puck is dropping. The puck is dropped and there's a game to play. Like those 2 have been, zoned in the whole season. Like they're closer to Quinn Hughes when it comes to like that philosophy, when it comes to, again, playing hockey, playing the games, like F all the noise, just doing it, man. And Satir Shah, man, he called it, man. This guy, they've done it before, man. The Canucks have hired some smart people on the Canucks Twitterverse. They've done that. Satir Shah, man, Sportsnet, man, you better buckle up because I think the Canucks are about to hire this guy, man, for real. Because he called, like, and Quinn Hughes called it too. Don't get me wrong. Quinn Hughes called Patrick Alvin. You got to get out, get Kiefer Sherwood. All that happened, but like Satir knew this. Satshaw knew this, and I didn't know this, Trevor. Straight up, I thought Danton Heinen and Kiefer Sherwood the same guy. Like Kiefer Sherwood is a driver in his own way, Trevor.
Well, look at what they were signed to in the offseason, right? And Danton Heinen got 2 years at $2.25 million. Kiefer Sherwood got 2 years at $1.5 million. So I think that tells you about expectations for the players heading into the season, right? Danton Heinen was supposed to have the higher floor, right? Kiefer Sherwood was more of he can play on your 4th line, and if he gives you more than that, great. And obviously we know what happened there. Danton Heinen now out of town. Shout out to Langley, want to bang me, BC. He got banged by this organization, man. He got banged right out of town.
Okay.
Kiefer Sherwood, though, man, unbelievable. Okay,
Langley want to bang you. Is that like what is that? What was that one club in Langley back in the day, Trevor? We're old. Jimmy Frog?
Gabby's. Yeah.
Okay. What did I say? Jimmy Licks?
Jimmy Max. There's Jimmy Licks, Jimmy Max. Yeah, something
Jimmy
like that.
Licks?
I was a Gabby's guy, though.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, we never went to Gabby's together, man. Gabby's was a great time.
We just don't drink enough together. Okay. Again, I went to the bar alone today. Trevor, I'm going through an emotional time, man. You don't I'm celebrating alone in the corner. Like we still got 10 games left. We're fighting for 8th place, and I'm like this, Trevor. So maybe on the other side, you can let me know if you're disappointed in me, if you're worried about me, because I'm not gonna lie, Trevor. I've had 2 beers or less in 6 of my last 10 days, and a lot of it has to do with the Vancouver Canucks. So let's cut to break, and I'm gonna go drink some water and pray. Sorry, Trevor.
It's that time of year, buddy. We'll have the intervention on the other side. We'll also get to report cards, some of your comments here as well on Locked On Canucks. You're listening to Locked On Canucks, your Canucks every day and every night. We'll be back on the other side after shouting out our friends at Monarch Money and Upward. Do you ever check your bank account and wonder, where the F did all my money go? Okay. Did I get robbed? No, I've just been overspending. Okay. Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. Okay. Always easier to spend than it is to save. That's where Monarch Money comes in. It's your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. And Monarch Money, don't just call it a budgeting app, okay? Because it's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending all in one place, baby. So stop managing your money and stop building your wealth. And when I started using Monarch Money, I realized just how much I was spending on Coco Melon videos, man. Come on, man. This dad life's killing me. Unbelievable. Anyways, Monarch Money.
I hate Coco Melon, man. That show is Illuminati written all over it, man.
It's more addicting than the Locked On Canucks podcast, man. Unbelievable. Anyways, take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONNHL on monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONNHL for not 20, not 30, not 40, but 50% off your first year. Scaling your business requires the right expertise at the right time, okay? You got to time it right, okay? Don't finish too quickly, time it right. And with Upwork, you can time it right by finding specialized freelancers in marketing, development, design, and more. Experts ready to help you take your business to the next level. Upwork gives businesses flexibility by connecting them with top freelance talent across multiple industries, including IT, AI, web development, and, of course, marketing. Whether you need extra hands for a project or a long-term partner, Upwork makes hiring simple and affordable. And if you need help with a marketing campaign, call Kyle Bowen or go to Upwork, because Upwork can help you connect with a freelance expert who delivers incredible results. Visit Upwork.com right now and post your job for free. That's UPWORK.com, Upwork.com, to connect with top talent and grow your business today.
We back doing this, and that's talking about hope, man. Talking about victory, talking about the impossible. Okay, the Canucks beat the Islanders 5-2, and it's only impossible because we're missing a lot of pieces. And again, Quinn Hughes and Philip Hronek were not good today, but thankfully we have Thatcher Demko, and good goaltending is the best thing ever. Speaking of which, you are also just that. So let's get to some comments again on Locked On Canucks. Japan saying Pettersson should sign his soul to the Illuminati. Wow. Dude, okay. What are the chances that Pettersson joins the team maybe in Winnipeg, maybe in the first game back from the road trip and like picks it up right away? Like, you can't tell me he doesn't get inspired about what he's seeing. Again, he was playing his best hockey prior to the injury, but this is something else. Again, Demko's thing, I brought that up. If he's back and trying his best, Pettersson's got to do the same. And now Bluger doing this. When Pettersson comes back, I feel as if he won't miss a beat.
It depends what the injury is. I'll say this. I think there's a 0% chance he comes back before the end of the road trip. And I'm happy to be wrong. Like, get back in there, Pettersson. But how often do you see a guy fly home from New York to Vancouver and then come back at the end of a road trip? It just doesn't happen. So, look, I think the Canucks, the next game against the Columbus Blue Jackets, we'll talk about it more this week on Locked On Canucks. That's another must-win game. The Winnipeg Jets game, depending on what happens in Columbus, isn't necessarily a must-win game. But again, the Canucks can only afford maybe 3 losses here over the next 10, 11 games. So, with Elias Pettersson, like you said, Kyle, I would expect him to get right back into the rhythm. And Japan 4, shout out to Japan 4, long-time listener, long-time commenter in the Discord as well. But one of those guys, you've been fed into the negativity being a Canucks fan, okay? Being a Canucks fan, it's hard, man. It's hard. I know you like the green. I know you're 420 friendly. You got to smoke that happy sativa, man. Come on. You got to be happy to be alive, happy to be cheering for the Vancouver Canucks, man, because, hey, it ain't easy, man. You can let the negativity take control of you. You can also just choose to believe, baby.
Dude, have you ever taken a toke and just like zoned in and just like kept it zen and then the smoke came out of your ears? That's what Japan needs to do. Okay, he needs to feel it and let it. You got to listen to Mother Nature, okay? Have you ever listened to Mother Nature?
All the time, buddy.
Unreal, man.
All the
right
time,
now,
buddy.
Mother Nature's a mother pucker, man. I'm telling you, I'm excited, bro. I'm excited. Columbus next. Let's pick up 2 points and great goaltending. Yo, Thatcher Demko in his last 4 starts, 4 wins. Thatcher Demko in his last 4 starts, less than 2 goals against. I feel like he must have like a 9.29.
No, I think there's a stat on Sportsnet after the game. I think in his last 7 starts, I want to say he's 5-0-2 with a 939 save percentage, right? He was on a heater coming off of the break, right? So Thatcher Demko, again, I'll look that up, Kyle, as you're chatting here on Locked On Canucks, but Thatcher Demko has been rolling of late. Of course, the New Jersey Devils game has one blemish, and he still got the win for your Vancouver Canucks. Still came up with a huge win in overtime. Kyle Bowen, oh, let's go, buddy. Let's go. Kyle Bowen busting a move here on Locked On Canucks, man. Woo! Wait, here's the one. All right, Kyle. It's time to stop. It's time to stop around, man. We got to get to report cards here on Locked On Canucks. All right, here we are. Report cards here on Locked On Canucks. Kyle Bowen, take a breath, man. You were busting move like crazy there, man. Unbelievable stuff. I'm starting at the bottom tonight, man, because I'm starting with Thatcher Demko on the player card from tonight. Thatcher Demko, A+ for tonight. So proud of the guy. Kyle, you said it. I've been a Thatcher Demko believer since he got drafted in 2014. Love the mentality. Love the way he plays net. And again, calm, cool, collected. And it does take time, right? When you miss this much NHL action, you get thrown into the fire when your team needs you. They cannot lose a game. And you put in the performance that you did tonight. To me, it might not be statistically the best performance of the season, but one of the most impressive performances by a single player by the Canucks this season.
Yeah, no, that was. I'm sorry, blacked out. You still talking about Thatcher Demko? Okay, so
Yeah,
so like that first period, Trevor, like you're telling me your groin's not hurting watching him play, or your Pistachios is not hurting. Like every time he tries to do something like miraculous, like I feel it in my balls, bro. Because they're pumped. Like I just feel it in my heart. That's what I meant to say. And I'm still tired. I haven't moved like that because of my heart thing. You know, I'm not allowed to get my BPMs up for like another month. So Thatcher Demko. But you know what? Thatcher Demko's playing through injury. I'm playing through injury too. Okay. See, this is what I'm inspired right now. Because on one end, you're so scared for Thatcher Demko. You're like, why are we putting him back in? There's a couple people a couple days ago like, oh, why are we rushing Demko? And boom, bam. Even for me, it's like, yo, why isn't Lankinen playing today? Now he's hurt too. Like, we got to play Demko. I'm scared for him. But at the same time, I can't help but not appreciate his efforts so much, because he's doing this for a team that he's played for a very long time. But this team's been a perennial loser since he's been here. But his desire to do the most for the Vancouver Canucks, dude, it's always on display. And I truly appreciate that. This guy is like, he should be a generational Canuck based on his talent, straight up. And if he wasn't injured, he would be there. But he just oozes blue and green, Trevor, and black and orange and red.
100%, man. Thatcher Demko, again, key player for this team. So happy to see him back. Let me rip through the next few. Linus Karlsson, I give him a B tonight. Had a couple grade A chances, I would say, off the rush. Missed out on those opportunities. Again, defensively got hemmed in for a shift or two, but overall part of the solution tonight. Nails him on, man. I mean, this guy was a forgotten player for your Vancouver Canucks. I wouldn't say he was one of the strongest players tonight, but holding his own in a game that really mattered for this team. High danger chances. He was on the ice for 3 when he was on the ice compared to 2 for the Islanders. So good game for him, a B as well. And Dakota Joshua, statistically, actually, according to Game Score, the worst Canuck tonight, but I thought he was on the best line overall with Atu Ratu and Kiefer Sherwood. Maybe a beneficiary of that line. I give him a B- overall. Jake DeBrusk, I said it pregame, man. This guy's got to show up tonight, man. Too many games where he has been a passenger or invisible for most of the night, and I thought he played a damn good game tonight. Of course, setting up the game winner as well for the Vancouver Canucks. And let me pause right here, man, with Tyler freaking Myers, man. Tyler Myers played one of his best games, I think, as a Vancouver Canuck tonight, with Marcus Pettersson on the ice. Just absolutely kicking ass, man. Kyle, take it away. I need to get an umbrella up because the rain's coming, bud.
Well, okay, you're getting the umbrella, but I got to go to the fancy stat nerd stuff. Trevor, I'm offended you. Okay, anyways, Tyler Myers tonight, 5-on-5. When he was on the ice, the chances were 32-17 for Tyler Myers and the Canucks. Okay, the high danger chances were 8-4. Okay, the goals are 3-0. Again, this is when Tyler Myers is on the ice for your Canucks. And he only started in the offensive zone once compared to 7 times in the defensive zone. Look, Tyler Myers, the guy that Trevor and I did not want for $3+ million at 3 years more. We were in love with Lindholm. We were in love with Zadorov. Tyler Myers has been pretty solid all season long. If you want to play the NHL thing, I'm not BSing. I feel like Tyler Myers, he's like a solid 83.5. And I'll take that at this point in his career and where he's come. As far as, his tenure with the Canucks, it's been a long one. Again, Tyler Myers at 83.5 overall. I'll take it. And man, there's times where he's playing like he's 84 or 85 overall. And tonight was one of those nights. And this it's not, I wouldn't say it's rare. I feel like Tyler Myers has had at least like 10 to 15 good games this season. And again, that's not stupid of me to say compared to the stats, right? Look at the Canucks defense for the most part, especially over the last 30 games. Like, they're doing its thing. They're making life easy, and we needed Tyler Myers today. Like, how did we get this performance from him again when Hronek and Hughes were just so sloppy today? It's everyone. The people are bought in, Trevor. Like, there's something going on in that room. It's the closest it's been all season long, and I want to know what they did on Saturday in New York. Like, what do they do, Trevor?
That's a great question, man. Maybe they all hung out with JT Miller and got motivated to.
No, they didn't. They didn't hang out with JT Miller. I know they didn't. You know what they did? They hung around the hospital bed around Pettersson after he got hurt. They were really support. Pettersson brought the team together, okay?
Okay, there you go, man. That's the answer. It was all about Elias Pettersson for your Vancouver Canucks. Look, Kyle, if there's two words to describe this team, we've said them all season long. It is high floor. And look, Tyler Myers isn't going to give you an A+ performance every night, but tonight it was pretty much damn near an A+ performance for Tyler Myers. The mistakes weren't there. He jumped up at the right times. He controlled play. He controlled possession. And again, Marcus Pettersson, his partner, helps raise the floor of this team as well. And the two of them together tonight were damn good for your Vancouver Canucks. Now, man, oh man, next on the list, we got 3 goal scorers. Okay, we got Aatu Ratu. I'm giving him an A- tonight. Let's grade it up to an A. Aatu Ratu, I think this guy can be a player for the Vancouver Canucks. I mean, the main thing is speed. I'm even looking at the skating stats on NHL Edge. They're not great, right? But look, the guy plays hard. He's a smart player. He gets in the right spots. I think him and Lekkerimäki, they're NHL players, man. They are going to be players in the NHL for quite some time. What role they're going to play, I'm not quite sure yet. But Aatu Ratu, he's ready to be an NHL full-timer right now.
I'm just happy for him too. Like, Trevor, look at his celebration today, right? Like, I felt that. I felt that energy. And what's going on, Trevor? How did we win 2 straight games after that New York performance when like Pettersson and Höglander got hurt, and like we're getting a clutch goal from Jonathan Lekkerimäki, who was quiet today for the most part. But he's quiet when we want him to be the hero. We said that early on, and who steps up is Aatu Ratu. It's like, thank you, man. Like, honestly, if the Canucks make the playoffs, Coach of the Year, it's Manny Malhotra.
Yeah, Manny Malhotra has played a massive influence for the Vancouver Canucks. We talked about it here every day. On Locked On Canucks. Teddy Bluger looks a little bit more comfortable in his second line role tonight. It makes it easy when you're going against the New York Islanders, where their second line center is Jean-Gabriel Pageau, who's basically, to me, another version of Teddy Bluger. Teddy Bluger scores tonight. I'd give him an A-. Kiefer Sherwood gets the A+ tonight. He was awesome for the Vancouver Canucks. Quinn Hughes, probably a B-, which I think is the lowest grade I've ever given to Quinn Hughes, but that's okay, man. You've been saving the team all season long. You're allowed to have a night off, and thankfully the team stepped up in his place tonight. And Marcus Pettersson, I'm giving him an A- as well. I think Marcus Pettersson's got the poise. He's not slow out there, but he's just smart, makes the right reads, got the long stick, gets the puck up the ice, does the little things, okay? Little things, Pettersson. What? Little things, Marcus Pettersson doing it for your Vancouver Canucks. And Derek Forbort, man, he is the opposite of Ian Cole, right? The same guy, but on different trajectories, right? Ian Cole for your Vancouver Canucks last season, start of the year playing 22, 23 minutes a night. We're all slurping this guy for how good he's looked in the Vancouver blue line, and slowly tailed off as the year went on. Now, Derek Forbort, one love to him. He missed some time. I interviewed him after the second game of the season. He was chugging Pepto-Bismol out of a Timmy's cup on the bench. Lost his dad, got injured. It's been a tough year, but he has looked better and better and better as the days have gone on, helping the Canucks have one of the top penalty kills in the league and sniping it tonight, okay? The guy hasn't scored a goal that nice. I'm not sure in his entire career. I did want to shout out Mike Lavelle in the comments mentioning that. I think Forbort's got 15 career goals and 5 of them are game winners or something like that. So Derek Forbort stepping up tonight in a massive way for your Vancouver Canucks.
I almost called him Mike Forbort. I'm sorry, dude. Who is this guy? Okay, Rick Tocchet, out of all the decisions he's made this season, and some of them have been shaky, and again, at least he's instilling the culture where guys are not, giving up, and that's a lot of Rick Tocchet. Like, that's Rick Tocchet and Adamfoot DNA, okay? Always be hard to play against, and they weren't that for the most part this season, but something's happening in the last, little bit here, okay? They're playing for one another. All in all, though, this guy co-signed Derek Forbort, okay? has played him a lot, doesn't take him out of the lineup, and also gave him the A for a game. So what the and I heard Sportsnet talk about this. Like, for all the talk about Alvin and Rutherford, throwing poop at a wall last July, and not a lot of it sticking. I mean, Sherwood and DeBrusque have combined for 40 goals. And then Derek Forbert has not only played solid, especially as of late, but has played with young defensemen. Like, we're talking about 3rd and 5th round picks that he's playing with. Trevor, got to give it up to him. I mean, you brought up the whole thing with his father. One left to Derek Forbert. He's proven me wrong. I thought this guy was the Vincent Darnay of the East, based on what I read, what Boston fans were saying about him. But this guy's not Vincent Darnay. He's doing it, and if he doesn't sign with the Canucks, I feel like he's gonna sign like a 2 or 3 year deal. He could have been out of the league, maybe could have been a journeyman after this, but he's gonna sign a 2 or 3 year deal based on what he's done on the PK and just overall for the Canucks and their defense.
He's been amazing for your Vancouver Canucks so far. And Kyle, the segment is 5 minutes for report cards. We're way over 5 minutes. I'm going to give you like less than a minute to rip through the last 7 guys on the list, man. So wet your whistle and get going.
Wet my whistle. DPD B. Pius Suter B+. Jonathan Lecker-Mackey C+. Drew Connor solid B+. Drew Connor was strong on the puck today. Okay, the puck was swinging around the boards. It wasn't fumbling off a stick. Boom, bam. B+. Philip Roenick C+. Connor Garland B+. Brock Besser a B. All in all, though, thank God we got Thatcher Demko, Trevor.
Thank God for Thatcher Demko, and thank God for you and you here on Locked On Canucks. We'll be back on this side to get to your comments after we shouted our friends over at, I don't know, I think it's Gametime. Oh man, my balls are tingling, and I'm feeling like it's time to buy some Canucks playoff tickets. Okay, I'm not going to jump too far ahead of myself, but when the Canucks do make the playoffs, I'll be getting those tickets on Gametime, okay? Because Gametime, they got this feature. You know it, especially if you're an everydayer, even an occasional listener. It's called Gametime Picks. It filters out the fluff and shows you only the best deals on great seats. So you don't have to waste time scrolling through thousands of tickets, okay? And you know what? They got super deals with Gametime Picks. They even highlight super deals, giving you the best bang for your buck. And whenever I can get a bang for my buck, I take it, baby. So take the guesswork of buying tickets with Gametime Picks. Go download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off. Download Gametime today. What time is it, Kyle? It's game time.
Okay. Like I said, we back doing this, talking about your Canucks. And like I also said, you don't got to hit the like button. You just got to smile and be happy about yourself, because we're all winners, man. It's not about the podcast and the success of the show, okay? It's about the success of the Vancouver Canucks. I'm straight up, because this ain't the media, baby. Me and Trevor just emotional, just like you and you and you and you. Let's read some comments. Holy, Oliver saying, Kyle, the number 5 isn't a bar. Okay, so Trevor, are you worried about me? Again, I just told you I've had beers in 7 of my last 10 days. Again, no more than 2. Most times it's 1. Actually, sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 1. I don't know, I'm just liking the taste of it. But end of the day, like, I'm watching the Islanders Canucks 5 o'clock with a beer in my hand alone at a bar. Should I apologize to you and your kids?
Absolutely not, man. You should apologize. I take that back. You should apologize. Because why the F didn't you invite me, man? What the hell is wrong with you? Unbelievable, man. Come on, one of the biggest games of the season. You go by yourself. You don't even call, man. Unbelievable.
My bad. I know that's even though you play the dad card a lot, because you're actually like a really good father. Like, honestly, and a good husband, but I should give you the call nonetheless. But you're not worried, okay? So let me know in the comments if Kyle should slow down, okay? Next comment. The Blazers fan 22 saying we can't lose Demko. We need him. Next year is a contract year. Look, Trevor, I think at $5 million, even if Demko, knock on wood, were to get hurt again, or knock on wood, didn't even come back for this time around after that last injury against Toronto. Again, at $5+ million, based on this team not having center depth anymore, and only having like defensive strength, you might as well go into next season. Possibly. I know with Demko being injured, the possibility is not as high as it should be, but it's like Lankin and Demko could literally do it. It's like if they were healthy, because somebody asked this early in the comments too, like where would the Canucks be if Demko was healthy all season long? We wouldn't be 3 points behind the Blues. We'd at least have like 6 to 8 minimum more points. So yeah, talk about it.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of revisionist history, but I will say this: I think Kevin Lankin hasn't played his best hockey since the end of the Four Nations break, right? And I think you look at the Rangers game, for instance, where the Canucks get like one more save in that game, they're probably winning it just based on how much they dominated the New York Rangers. Even the Blues game, I think Kevin Lankin had that one goal, the second goal of the game. Can't remember who scored it, who he'd probably want back. So look, the goaltending it's been so good so long, so good for the Canucks all season long. I don't really want to poo-poo on it too much, but the point you're making, Kyle, is it is one of the strengths of the team. Like we talked about it going into the season with Demko and Shelovs. It's kind of laughable now. Like, could this guy be the next Swaymark and Ullman? But this is why I'm so much on team keep Demko. I mean, you can't control the injuries. You don't know what's going to happen to him injury-wise, if he's going to stay healthy. But if he does stay healthy, if he does go on a run here where he can be a healthy goaltender, and you got Kevin Lankin behind him, who doesn't get overplayed, you can have one of the best goaltending duos in the NHL. And you need that. Like, even a team like the Winnipeg Jets doesn't have that because Eric Comrie doesn't spot Connor Hellebuyck with amazing starts himself. It is a huge weapon to have two goalies on your roster who can help you. And I think not every team in the NHL has woken up to that, but I think more and more teams are realizing that. And I think the Canucks realize that right now, too. I think that's why they signed Kevin Lankin to that contract as well.
Yeah, and Trevor, if this team's not trading Brock Besser for a second or a conditional first, they're not trading Thatcher Demko for a third. Like, Aquilini's not letting that happen. He really isn't, man. Man, oh, man. Okay, let's get to one more comment here on Locked On Canucks. Trevor, man. Pick it. Select it. It's the Price is Right.
Oh, man. Well, okay, I wanted you to touch on this, man, because, not everyone knows this story, but you mentioned the Canucks have been hurting your heart recently and you've had heart problems, and Boom Scoom saying, what the hell happened to your heart, man?
Yeah, so I had pneumonia. You guys saw January. I was still like podcasting here and there because I was risking the biscuit. I had the fever. It was the game against the LA Kings, the JT Miller's worst game of his career. That definitely didn't help my heart. But all in all, it wasn't really like the heart problem that got me there. It was the fact that I had pneumonia for 8 days, aka a fever. But since I'm a 31-and-a-half-year-old man, I was like, I'm not going to the hospital. I don't gotta go to the doctor. Just give me some tea and some Vicks and let me sleep. That being said, I couldn't sleep for like 5 days in a row. No joke. And it's because I had a heavy dose of pneumonia. And because I didn't get that checked out ASAP, it started hitting the heart a bit, okay? Or a muscle around the heart. And it caused, I wouldn't say problems because, like, dude, Trevor, come on, man. Like, dude, 2 beer. I'm relatively healthy. No, I'm not trying to brag, but, I've been, drink a lot of water. I know I've been drinking 2 beers a day for the last 47 days, but I do my thing. It wasn't that bad, but I'm only telling the people right now because it's like, Trevor, you would do this too. Because I know if you had a fever, you wouldn't go to the damn hospital. But if the fever is like longer than 3 or 4 days, just go get it checked out because because you don't want it to get worse. And because I tried thugging it out, it didn't just like affect my respiratory system. It actually just like affected other parts of my body. So, don't be a man, Trevor. That's what I'm trying to say. Stop being a mother man, dude. Okay, just be a Canucks fan. Oh, no, though, Trevor, why I was in the hospital? You know what didn't also help? The fact that the Canucks played Buffalo in Vancouver and had a, 2-1 lead or something, and they blew it. I watched that game while in the hospital. I was risking it. The doctor's like, don't do it. Don't do it. Your heart rate's go. I was like, I don't give a ish, I'm watching this mother game, okay? It's dead or alive, I'm a Vancouver Canucks fan, man. I may not stand on a lot, but I stand on business when it comes to the Canucks, man. One love to the blue and green. And if we're in a playoff race with 10 games left and you cheering for the 11th overall pick, Trevor, I don't even want to go there, man. Hit the like button.
We don't have to go there, man, because you're alive and the Canucks are alive for the other day. And the last comment we're getting to alludes to the same thing as well. Tyler M in the comments saying that it ain't over until the fat lady sings and I don't hear my ex.
Whoa, hey, whoa. Hold up, man. Also, we got Callum saying, Kyle's claiming heart tendonitis. No, it's called metacarditis. Metacarditis. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Oh, no, though. Just drink water. and talk to your friends and tell your people you love them every day, and life will be good. Okay, Bagsy, sign us out.
Hey, shout out to my ex. Just kidding, man. Shout out to you and you and you and you and you and you here on Locked On Canucks. If you like what we're doing, go subscribe and like on YouTube. On the podcast side, go follow us and leave a 5-star review. The Canucks beat the Islanders 5-2, keeping their dreams alive for another day. And whether they keep them alive or not, we got you covered here on Locked On Canucks. For tonight, we got to get out of here. Enjoy the win. See you tomorrow or whenever you're listening. I'm Trevor Beggs, and that guy's Kyle Bowen, and you've been listening to Locked On Canucks.
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.